Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa. I'm the owner and artist here at the Top Drawer RVA, located in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm also a Dixie Belle brand ambassador. This video is going to be a good one for somebody who is new to chalk paint, somebody that's just kind of starting out and learning how to do things, because I'm going to show you the simplest and most easy way that I know to ombre blend. I'm also going to do something called a ghost stencil, which is a great added touch to any project, and then touch it with a little bit of gold, because if you know me as a Top Drawer RVA follower, I put gold on everything. So let's take this cutie little thrift store piece that I found with no handles, broken drawer, fix her up and make her beautiful. We're going to get this done, and we're going to get it done pretty darn quick. As always, before you begin painting on any piece, a little bit of proper prep goes a long way. We're going to clean this piece inside and out with white lightning, take out the drawers, inspect the joints, reglue any joints that need to be reglued, and then of course lubricate all of the joints with Big Mama's butter. When I purchased this piece at a local thrift store, it did not have any handles. So the plan for this piece will be to add new knobs. I decided to use my Dixie Belle's mud to fill in any holes and sand back to completely flat. We'll cover the two top drawers with a little bit of Woodubend. This is Woodubend number 996. These little keyholes are perfect for filling in any missing spots where you want to add some flair. So since the top two drawers would have had the hardware right in the middle, I added those two keyholes to the top two drawers to hide that spot and give it a little bit of attention to detail. Woodubend moldings are available under tools on the Dixie Belle Paint page. They have an exclusive range of designs that you can only find on Dixie Belle Paint. These little keyholes can be bent, heated up, or curved around any surface. Since they were flat and my drawers were flat, I just applied my wood glue and adhered them to the piece. These tiny little moldings really change the look of a dresser. They really, bump it up a notch. They make it look a little bit more detailed, just a little bit more fancy. So if you were to try any of the Woodubend products, I would definitely recommend trying the keyholes or maybe a roll of trim. Once you're ready for paint, I decided to do a completely one coat even base coat. Now doing a nice even base coat on a ombre blend dresser is a great way to plan ahead and make sure you have a good sturdy foundation for what you're going to be doing with your best dang brush. This is French linen. I just came in and applied one even coat to the entire dresser. After I reassembled my dresser, I noticed there was a couple low points with my mud, so I just added a little bit more mud to make sure it was completely flat before we start our ombre blend. These are the products you're going to need for your ombre blend. Two colors of paint that are very similar, kind of in the same color family, your best dang brush, a separate synthetic brush for each color, and a spray misting bottle filled with water. I could have continued with the French linen, but I decided I wanted a more warm look. So I decided to use a little bit of Spanish moss. Spanish moss has a really pretty greenish undertone to it, almost like an olive. So what you're going to do when you begin your ombre blending is surround the outer edges all the way around with your darker color. Then with a separate brush, because you're keeping a separate brush for each color, I went in and took my Sawmill Gravy and added that to the middle. You'll notice that I'm using two separate brushes and not blending the colors together yet. I'm just laying down my initial color pattern. This is the Best Dang brush, and this is my magical tool for a simple cloudy ombre blend. This is a very easy effect to achieve with this brush, but I definitely recommend using the Dixie Belle's Best Dang brush because I have not been able to achieve this look with any other brush. You'll notice that I hold my brush very close to the bristles. What this is going to do is give me a lighter hand with a little bit more control when I am using small circular motions to pull these two colors together. So with that dampened Best Dang brush, you're just using small circular motions, wiping off on a rag to make sure that your brush isn't containing too much paint,
and you're gently blending those colors together. Since they are so close together on the color wheel, they're both a cream base with kind of like a nice neutral undertone. You're going to be able to gently pull them together and get the exact look that you want. You're able to add or take away color if you like by blending more or adding more of the lighter or darker color in value, and just continue until you're finished and happy with your result. Since Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint is water-based, I find it the easiest of all the paints to blend together and get that really pretty smoky effect. And of course, it wouldn't be a Top Drawer RVA video without throwing in a handy dandy tip. So my handy dandy tip of the day is to make sure that your colors are not too far apart. If you were to use colors that were really spread apart on the color wheel, say purple and orange, that is going to be a really difficult blend to achieve. So the closer your colors are together, maybe choosing a neutral along with a color or a lighter cream along with a color, the easier this will be to blend the colors together and get that perfect ombre look. For this little dresser, I only did the ombre look on the front of the drawers. The rest of the base of the dresser was painted in a complete Spanish moss. This is just going to highlight the front drawers and keep this project on the simple side. If you find that your best dang brush gets a little junky, if it holds too much paint as you're starting to ombre blend and you've lost the ability to create that seamless look, take a minute, stop, wipe it back to almost dry. Keeping that brush just a little bit damp rather than soaking wet is going to help you blend the colors a little bit more evenly. Another helpful tip is to not really spray the front of the drawers that much, spray your brushes rather. This way you're not going to get any weird drips or runs once you start to pull together those colors. And since you started with a great neutral base, you're really not using that much in the amounts of paint that you're using to paint this dresser today. It really didn't take very much paint at all to get this one done, and I was able to achieve this entire painted dresser in one weekend. You can see here how I am painting right over top of the Woodubend molding. Woodubend moldings are actually just like a piece of wood, and after you adhere them with wood glue to your dresser, they become one with the piece. So you're not even going to be able to tell that the Woodubend wasn't original, and since it has that curvy little look, it actually looks very authentic to this period piece, which is a French provincial style dresser. So after everything has dried and I've put it back together, I needed to add just a little bit something more. I got out the brand new Songbird Stencil and decided to do a kind of faded stencil look on the front of the drawers. Choosing to design this with like a faded out stencil versus a very strong stencil is going to help me make this a quick process. I'm going to continue by using my best dang brush and mix a little bit of the two colors that I used on this piece. So on the floor, I'm just dabbing on a little bit of the Spanish moss and a little bit of the Sawmill Gravy to create a kind of in-between shade. This is also a helpful trick for when you're trying to fade it out. I'm going to go strong on the edges around the left side. So around the left side and down to the corner. And then I'm going to move in a more gentle pattern on the upward stroke so that the stencil kind of fades away into nothing. Once again, using that Best Dang brush in small circular motions, really gentle on this part, people, really gentle, because I don't want it to be too heavy-handed. I want it to really fade out. After I had the stencil on, I decided that I just wanted it to sit in the indented areas. So I used my wet wipe. These are basic art wipes to remove paint, and come in while the paint was still wet and remove it from around the edges so that it just lives inside those little indented panels. I was only rubbing hard enough to remove the Songbird Stencil paint, not the original paint on the body of the piece. Then I did the same mirrored effect on the other side of the dresser with the same stencil. You could flip it over so that it's reversed, but I just kind of moved it around so that it wouldn't be the same birds on both sides, that they are a little bit varied in design. Once my Songbird stencil has dried, it's time to top coat this piece. I decided to do a matte finish, so I am using Dixie Belle's clear coat applied with a blue sponge in the kind of flat matte finish. Using a flat matte finish is going to keep the original look to this piece. I did the entire dresser, but I did approximately 3 coats of this for protection on the top piece of the dresser. Overlapping your strokes and using a damp sponge is going to help you achieve a look that you're not going to have any brush strokes on. It's really going to be a nice flat finish to your piece. So make sure to keep that little blue sponge damp and you will have an easy way to achieve a flawless top coat. I like to apply my top coats first before I do my wax so that when I do apply my water-based Best Dang wax, it's easy to wipe back. Using my French tip brush and Best Dang wax in brown, I go really heavy-handed and apply the wax around all the detail. Since this wax is water-based, it's very easy to use a damp rag, a baby wipe, or a paint remover wipe to pull this back and achieve that kind of darkened, aged effect. I repeated this process around all the indents and then again around the dresser drawers and the corners. This is just going to give the piece a little bit more detail. It was looking a little bit too monochromatic and one tone for my liking. After I finished applying all that beautiful Best Dang Wax in brown, I wanted to highlight the little Woodubends and then also highlight the corners of this piece. Using my Dixie Belle Gilding Wax in a beautiful gold, I used a small artisan brush just to highlight all of the edges. This wax is oil-based, so since it's an oil-based product, you can apply it last on your piece. It's time to add the new hardware to this piece. I do have a small tool, which I could not find today, to measure my drawer spaces and put the holes in the direct same spot. So I improvised and used a yardstick. Here's me just drilling new holes, my least favorite part of all of the furniture flipping. I had a quick little pack delivered to my house from Amazon with cute little crystal knobs that matched the piece perfectly. And that, my friends, is that. This little ombre beauty was done in one weekend. I took it to my booth space at my local consignment store, and hopefully, because she's fairly neutral, she will sell quickly. We'll see. I will keep you posted. Thank you for joining me on my painting journey. I hope that you like this one. I think that this simple but still classic look is a look that anybody can achieve with a Best Dang brush and a couple of neutral colors.